Hello, everybody. I'm Alfred, and I'd like to talk about something very important. And this is something that the news media did not carry, at least not yet. This is a tweet by Atiku Abubakar. Now, Atiku Abubakar was once the vice president of Nigeria under Obasanjo, and he's running again. He wants to become president. But in any case, he tweeted this, and it shows you how evil the Tinubu regime is. Now, of course, Atiku is politically motivated to expose this because anything that helps to make his political opponent look worse or bad helps him. But that is not the point. The point is that it is actually true and this is actually happening. Let me read what Atiku Abubakar's tweet is. And first of all, I'm not saying anybody should be pro Atiku Abubakar or vote for Atiku Abubakar because to me, all these politicians in Nigeria are corrupt. All of them are corrupt. All of them are evil. However, in this case, because he's against Tinubu and wants votes for the next upcoming election, which is where all their eyes are on, not on the insecurity. Their eyes is on money. And this tweet proves that, this tweet is proving that Tinubu's eye is obviously on money and that is what he's going after. Let me just read what Atiku Abubakar tweeted. The federal government must come clean with Nigerians. The quiet appointment of Express Payment Solutions Limited as a new TSA collecting agency is not an administrative decision. It is a dangerous resurrection of the Alpha Beta revenue cartel that dominated Lagos State during and after Tinubu years. That model created a private toll gate around public revenue and funded state funds into the hands of a politically connected monopoly. What we are witnessing now is the same attempt to nationalize that same template, moving Nigeria from a republic to a private holding company controlled by a small circle of vested interests. To introduce such a policy in the middle of a national tragedy, while Nigerians are mourning loved ones lost to the deepening insecurity crisis, is not only insensitive, it is a deliberate act of governance by stealth. When a nation is grieving, leadership should show empathy and focus on securing lives, not expanding private revenue pipelines. This latest move raises fundamental questions. Why was this appointment rushed and smuggled into the public space without consultation, stakeholder engagement, or National Assembly oversight? What value does express payments add that existing TSA channels do not already provide? Who truly benefits from this? Nigeria, an entrenched political network. This is not reform. This is a state capture masquerading as digital innovation. Let me be clear. Nigeria does not need more middlemen between citizens and their government revenue. What we need is greater transparency, stronger institutions, and a tax system free from political capture. I therefore call for the following. Number one, immediate suspension of the express payments appointment pending a public inquiry, and it goes on. What I want to focus on is the fact that it has already been done. While everybody was focusing on Kwara and the schoolgirls, Tinubu has put his own private company, Express Payments Limited, to be a middleman in between taxes and revenue collection. That will make Tinubu the owner of Nigeria. The richest man in Nigeria because all taxes are going through his company. In between revenue collection and government money being made available for the government's pocket is Tinubu's company, Express Payment Solutions Limited. He has already done it. He did not ask the Senate, he did not ask anybody. He has already put it in place. And that is what Atiku Abubakar is revealing. That it has already been done. This is what has happened. So when everybody's eyes was on, look at the CAC church that were raided by terrorists. Look at the schoolgirls that were kidnapped. This is what Tinubu was doing behind the scenes. He has already done it. So everybody is paying taxes to Tinubu. His company is the in-between. So before money enters the government hands, it passes through Tinubu's pockets. And this creates a political cartel. Because that kind of thing, you want to protect it. And you are the true owners of Nigeria. Whoever owns that company is the true owner of Nigeria. When all the revenue that is flowing into the government has to flow through your company, in a system with all the rigging and all of that, and there is nobody to challenge or vet or to monitor your books. You are the one that tells them what was collected and what you can give. You, by default, you are the owner of the whole of Nigeria. And nobody can be richer than you in Nigeria. Nobody can generate more revenue than you in Nigeria. Because you are the one that is the in-between, that is collecting all the taxes, and with the increase in taxation and all this increase in different systems of taxation. And all this money is not going to be used to develop Nigeria that Tinubu is acquiring. It's going to be kept in his foreign bank accounts. And whoever are the people that are appointed, because now the people that he now is going to have the most money, whatever political party, they are going to protect that thing. And look at all the judges that Tinubu has bought. They are going to protect that company. Because this is everybody paying taxes to Tinubu. His company collecting all the revenue from everybody and managing it, quote unquote, on behalf of the government and, as an in-between in the name of innovative technology. I'm modernizing revenue collection. This is what Tinubu has done. So what future does Nigeria have? And what political party will be able to stand against Tinubu? Because he owns all the money. He has all the money. He has all the control. So that's where his eye is. Now, with what Atiku Abubakar is suggesting as what should be done next, by the people, that immediate suspension of express payments, blah, blah, blah. We know that's not going to happen. And all of that, investigate this and all of that. Tinubu owns all the judges. So we know that all of that is not going to happen. So this is crazy. This is the capture of Nigeria. And, this is why when some people are saying one Nigeria, they know what they are doing. Why won't one Nigeria benefit Tinubu? Now he's collecting revenue from Igbo land too. Not everybody. So this is what I'm saying. So even if Trump comes in just to focus on only the terrorism, he won't solve the problem, because the problem of terrorism was created by the government. And the government is creating more situations to destroy people's lives. The Nigerian government is creating more problems to destroy people's lives. The Nigerian government does not care about the people. So, if you take care of the terrorists for now, what created them is still there. So it will create more in the future. You are not attacking the Hydra at the head. And then if Trump goes for all the government, he'll be like, these Westerners have come to topple government. So, as much as it pains me to say, I don't see Trump as a solution, because Trump is not going to be able to do what has to be done. The whole world will be against him if he goes for a regime change. And when you do a regime change, it's not still the current politicians or politicians that are in other hands that will come, who are also corrupt. The whole slate has to be wiped. Many years ago, I heard someone say, someone told me that, their parents say for Nigeria to change, all the rich and powerful men and, and politicians need to be killed. As dire as that may sound, and of course, it sounds a little bit communist leaning with all the rich and powerful men. But the reality of the matter is that all the powerful politicians in Nigeria are corrupt and are benefiting from corruption. And if you take away the current ones and put a new one, it's only going to be at the very best a less corrupt person. That is the best you can hope for. But there will still be corruption. It's at best you can hope for a less heartless person. That is not the solution. So, Nigeria is in a very dire situation where it remains a big question. What is the solution for Nigeria? But it's important that you know what Tinubu has already done. So now Dangote is paying taxes to Tinubu's company. Everybody, starting next year, is paying taxes to Tinubu. And he decides what the government gets. So he decides what political party and what moves. It was Lord Nathan Rothschild that said, "Give me control of a nation's wealth, and I care not who make the laws." When Tinubu has control over Nigeria's revenue, how will he care who makes the laws? He's going to decide who makes the laws. He's going to decide what laws they are. He's going to be above the law. There are people who say that nobody's above the law. Stupid. Don't say such things. Be realistic. When you say nobody's above the law is not written by a human being like you. The law is written by a human being like you. Do you now think that the person who wrote the law is below the law that they wrote? Use your brain. Nobody will write a law, and make themselves beneath the law that they wrote. That is not a human attribute. A lot of people are above the law. Get realistic. And this will make Tinubu and his lineage and his political affiliations, the most powerful and the deciders, the true controllers of Nigeria. Give me control of a nation's wealth and I cannot who make the laws. This is giving Tinubu control, permanent control of nation's wealth. And he has already done it. So now Atiku is talking about, repealing it or suspending it and all of that, but, that is not going to happen. And that's the situation.